Your team is wasting hours every single week just looking for answers because your HR policies are somewhere in Notion. Your sales playbooks are lost in Google Drive, and your support docs, they're somewhere in Slack, maybe Google Drive, maybe saved somewhere as PDFs. They don't know where to find things and where to get answers. But what if your company's knowledge base could talk back and guide them individually? Now today, I'm gonna show you how I built an internal company agent for Typeform. One single AI that knows everything, from HR policies to sales pitches, product roadmaps to customer support troubleshooting. It's all gonna be in one place. Before we dive in, I just wanna say that we're using Typeform as an example, and we don't know their internal structure or policies, so we created some that we think that they would have in place. Now, without further ado, let's jump right in. First thing you're gonna wanna do is head over to chatbase.co. Once you're here, you wanna sign in or try it for free. You get a free 14-day trial, and you don't even have to put a credit card in. I already have an account, so I'm gonna sign in and click continue. Once we're in, you see all your previous AI agents. For this video, we're going to be creating a brand new agent. So I'm going to click this button right over here. And it takes us to this page where we're able to upload documents to train our AI. We can upload our documents or just add plain text, or you can even add a website so that Chatbase can crawl it and the agent can train on the data from your web pages. And you can add Q&A. So if you already have Q&As, you can add them here for agents like support, or you can connect your Notion and select the pages that you want. For this one, I'm gonna go ahead and give it our website, which is typeform.com, and it's gonna fetch all the links on our website. Basically, it's gonna scrape the entire thing and get all the data from it to train our agent on. The next thing I wanna do is add a file. I've gone ahead and created this Typeform knowledge base PDF. I'll scroll to the top. Again, this isn't official Typeform documentation. This is something that we've created for the purpose of this video, and it includes information about how we think a company like Typeform would run. So it has company overview and culture, HR and people operations, onboarding playbooks, security, privacy and compliance, product and engineering, pricing, sales, customer support, and the list goes on. Basically, we covered every single aspect of the business and created a deep knowledge base about how everything should run. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag this right over here so that we upload it to our agent and it trains on this data. I'm gonna go back to the website and ensure that everything is good. It was crawled 2 minutes ago and it includes 7,760 links. So if I click the drop down, you can see that it includes all of these links, which is insane. We can see that our Typeform knowledge base is uploaded. So now we're gonna go ahead and click create agent. Okay, now we're in the playground, and here we can configure and test our agent. So you can see we have the model, temperature, and system prompt. So Chatbase has a few examples of prompts like the customer support agent, which gives it instructions like a role, persona, as well as constraint, or for example, a sales agent. For this video, we went ahead and created a custom prompt right over here. It just says that it's an internal agent, and basically the goal is to answer employee questions across every department. And it goes on pretty extensively about how to answer and some of the ways that we want the messaging to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this prompt into our instructions. And the next thing I'm gonna do is change the temperature. This means how reserved or creative we want this agent. And since it's an internal agent, I don't mind having it be very creative, but I'll probably do something like 0.7 just so it's not going too crazy. And then finally, the last thing I'm gonna do is select the model. Chatbase has all the popular LLMs like Gemini, Grok, Llama, DeepSeek, and obviously GPT. I'm gonna go with GPT-5 Nano just because we want our responses to be very fast. In my experience, it's the best model for this sort of thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this to the agent. You can see over here that it's still training on the links that we provided it. I mean, to be fair, we gave it 7,760 links. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and give our agent a makeover because Typeform knowledgebase.pdf is not a great name. And I want it to be in line with the brand, have the colors and logo. So to do that, I'm gonna go over here and click on settings. The first thing I'm gonna do is click general, and I'm gonna change the name of our agent internally just so it's easier to identify to Typeform internal agent. And this just changes the name in Chatbase. So if I go back to our dashboard, you can see we have a bunch of agents. We don't want it to get lost. So here we can find the Typeform agent. And then the next thing I want to do is head over to chat interface. We get this page and we go to chat widget settings. And over here, we can customize our agent's display. So again, we're going to change the display name to Typeform internal agent. And then here we have the initial message, which is, hi, what can I help you with? I'm happy with that, so I'm going to keep it. And we can even add suggested messages. So we can add things like, what's our PTO policy? Or where can I find sales resources? So you can see here, it adds these suggested messages that you can just click on and it automatically gives you a response. The next thing I want to do is change the style. This is the appearance of our chat box, and you can see we can make it dark or light. And I know this can be controversial, but I prefer light, and Typeform's colors are lighter colors. So we're going to go ahead with the light one. And then we're going to upload a profile picture and just add Typeform's logo, as well as add the chat icon. Perfect. So you can see that this changed the logo here and up here. Next, we're going to want to change the color of this box to Typeform's color. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And I also want the header to be the same color. So I'm going to toggle this on as well. And there we go. You can see that it's in line with the branding of Typeform. You can also change the chat bubble color. This is what this would look like. But since we added the logo, we don't need to do that, and we could just keep it as is. We're finally done, so I'm going to save the changes. And now back in the playground, you can see that our agent looks properly branded. And here you can embed this agent onto your website, and it'll look exactly like this, where you can click it and you can have a conversation with it here. But for this specific use case, that doesn't really make sense. We're going to go ahead and go back to deploy and set up our own help page. So this lets you have your own custom domain where people can access your agent. So I'm going to click here to set up. And you can see that it takes us to this customization where we can basically customize our own site. So we can change the title to Typeform internal agent once again. We can change the favicon, which is just this thing right here. And we'll go ahead and change the colors as well. And we'll add the logo on our hero page as well. And then here you can add different buttons. So you can add buttons to go to your dashboard or to contact. But since this is internal, we don't need that. So I've gone ahead and deployed. I'm going to save the changes and go to domain setup. We can go ahead and click this button to visit our page, and it takes us to our custom agent page. Let's test it. I'll click this, what is our PTO policy? And it gives us our paid time off policy. So we get 20 business days a year. We accrue 1.67 days every single month, and we can carry over 5 days into the next year. And it even gives us next step if we want to check our current PTO balance or request time off. So we can see that it's working and is ready to be used. Let's try a different business function. Let's say that we're in sales and we're currently prospecting a university. Let's tell it that and say that we need a case study to present to them. I'm on the sales team and I'm currently prospecting a university. They want a case study of something similar that we've done. Can you send one over to me, please? I'll go ahead and send that. And you can see it gives us a case study, which is UPC University transforming professor feedback with a digital automated approach. And you can see it gives us all the details related to this case study that we can send over to a prospect right away. This is absolutely insane. Like, your team having access to something like this without having to communicate with anyone else is the future of work. I can only imagine having this across every single function of the business, where your marketing team, your sales team, your engineering team can go talk to an internal agent before having to ask their higher ups, managers, or coworkers. They can get a single source of truth and basically get anything they need from this one agent. But let's say you don't want to access it on this custom page, but rather you want to talk to it where your team is already communicating. So we're going to go back to deploy and connect this agent to Slack so that your team has easy access to it and they don't have to go anywhere else. So they can just use it within their Slack messages. And this is extremely easy to set up, literally in 2 clicks. We just click set up. If you're not already signed in, it'll ask you to sign in. And then from there, all you have to do is give permission to Chatbase to access your Slack workspace. So I'm going to click allow. and we can see that our Slack integration is successful. So in order to use it, what you have to do is go to Slack. And what I would recommend is creating different channels for different. I've created this Typeform internal channel that I was testing previously. And all you have to do is click at Chatbase and ask it what you want. Let's try the PTO one again. Hey, can you remind me what our PTO policy? And Chatbase will literally reply to you just like it would on the custom page with your question answered. It's literally that simple. And you can have this where you have multiple team members so they can all see and have access to this single source of truth. And there you go. All the chaos of scattered documents and trying to find information is gone. You can give your employees this AI agent and they can ask for their specific problem and it will answer them with a curated response specifically for them. This is the future of work. Every company will have its own internal AI agent for every single function. And with Chatbase, you can build one today. If you want to see us create more agents like this for sales, marketing, customer support, or anything else to do with companies, make sure to subscribe, drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one.